Hi, my name is Ebony Sadberry, and I did my book report on The Hundred Languages of Children by Carolyn Edwards, Leela Gandini, and George Foreman. And the book was basically about it's about the languages of children and how they learn, and they call it the Reggio Emilia approach, which was founded by a man named Loris Malaguzzi after he was in the war. After the World War II ended, he started to see the deficit in schools and among teachers, and he wanted to help out. And so he got funding. He helped to get funding for this unconventional type of school where they help children learn through a lot of different ways. It's very unconventional because the 100 languages is about the natural languages that children learn in the book, and they name the ways that they help the children learn, or the tools that they use to help children learn, and they kind of expand on it throughout the book. And the languages that they put in the book that children learn best were words, movement, drawing, painting, building, making sculptures, shadow play by doing collages, and dramatic play and music. And they use these tools to help students learn and to be engaged in their learning. And when the book was written, it said they have 22 pre-primary schools, and they have children from ages 3 to 6, and they have 13 infant toddler schools from children from infancy until 3. And they use a lot of different approaches to help the children learn. And one of them is a project approach, where they give the students project, and they build on what it is that they have to do through projects, and it helps the children to make sense of events. That's what they use to help them make sense of the event. And my favorite thing about the approach is they empower children. They kind of give kids their more control over their learning. And the teachers and the people that are over the approach, they actually are engaged in political activism. So I think that's really important because politics plays a huge role in students' education. And Reggio Emilia is actually a city that's in northern Italy. So it's not after a man, because I thought it was a man, but it's really a city in northern Italy. And it's one of the best school programs that they have. I personally loved the book. It was very insightful, and they had a lot of different interviews with different people from back in the times, and how hard they had to work to fight for the funding for these schools, because initially when they started, there weren't a lot of people that they could get to help fund these schools. So the teachers had to go out and find funding and work hard to get the funding, and the parents were involved, and that made a huge difference. And I think that's one of the reasons why the schools were so successful, because it wasn't just the teachers involved, it was the parents and the teachers together, and that helps students excel so much more, as opposed to just the teachers doing all the work and leaving it up to the kids, because kids need that focus at home too. So they had the parent relationship and they had the teacher. And so that's one of the reasons why I think this was so successful, and that was something that I really loved. There was really not that much that I disagreed with in this book. I just didn't like the fact that the parents and the people had to work so hard to get funding for education. I felt like people should give to schools, but that wasn't the case. This book has really just changed my approach of just education, thinking about education, because it shows that people do care, that they can care, and sometimes they might have to be motivated or something along the lines of that. But I enjoyed the book, and I would definitely recommend anybody that's going into education to read it, because it's very insightful and it helps you to see things from a different perspective.